This place is dangerous. I like it. You expecting a kiss?
I am the Markman, and today we are going to unbox and review McFarlane's DC Multiverse figures from the video game Batman Arkham City. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Then welcome to the Markverse! Among all the McFarlane BAF figure sets, I think this is the best because 4 of the 5 characters are new. We have Catwoman, Penguin, Ra's al Ghul, and the BAF itself, Solomon Grundy. Yes, we already had a Catwoman and Penguin before, but those are based on a live-action film and not based from the comics, animated shows or films, or even video games we wanted to see. Especially for Penguin. I did not like how he looks in the film, The Batman. So this set for me is currently the best because of the new characters. So each figure has its own Solomon Grundy parts with them. Batman has his legs, Catwoman his torso, Penguin his head and vest, and Ra's al Ghul his arms. Let's start with Batman. This is almost the same figure that was released by McFarlane in 2020 based on the Arkham Asylum video game. I don't see any paint issues. This is a well-painted figure. I really love this kind of cowl of Batman. He also has nice face sculpt. Then for his arms, we have this gauntlet, which is multi-purpose. It could be used as a communication device, storage for some gadgets, and also for defense. And here is the gauntlet blade, which is bendable. This is a separate part from his gloves. Then this silver part, which is part of the gloves, I guess is used as an additional weapon like a knuckle. Then for his chest, I love how they designed the Batman symbol, which is embossed. For his utility belt, very good details, but I don't like the chosen color shade. It looks like plastic. For his legs, he has this shin guard which is separate from his boots. As you can see, we have the strap. Okay, good. Then for his cape, the first thing I noticed, which I really hated, there is this visible line in the middle of his cape. It ruined this perfect figure. I don't know what happened. Maybe during the boxing and this part was caught in the tightness of the plastic inside that box, or it was during the manufacturing itself. I do not know. Anyway, the color and shades of the cape, it's compatible with the costume or other parts of the costume. It also sways to the left and the vertical folds. It's nice. Let's just have a quick comparison with Batman Arkham Asylum. There is a little difference between their cowls, then their eyes. As you can see here, we can see the pupil for Arkham Asylum, while here in Arkham City, we can only see white color, no pupil. The Batman symbol is a little different, and Arkham City has a larger symbol. Then the gauntlet, the gloves. Then for the utility belt, Arkham Asylum's color is bronze. So this is much better. Then the most obvious are their capes. This is dropping straight, while this one, like I said, is swaying to the left, which is the reason why it's not hitting the floor like this one. Now for the articulation, start with the head, up, down. Oh, this is great. He can tilt his head further back compared to other McFarlane figures. Why is this great? Because if he holds his grappling gun, he could look higher and it's more realistic and more poseable. Nice job on this. Then sideways. For the arms, sideways, forward, back. Then we have bicep swivel. Only single jointed elbows, which I guess is because of his gauntlet. There's no more space to put that additional joint. And full hand articulation. For the diaphragm, forward, back, sideways. We can really move his upper torso to the sides. That's good. Then his legs, sides, forward, back. That's it. For the knee, we only have double jointed knees. We don't have any thigh swivel. Then for his ankle, though this is tight, but we have full motion. Then we also have toe articulation. For his grappling gun, okay, good. Now for Catwoman, Selina Kyle. Not considering the McFarlane female character figures from the movie like Zoe Kravitz playing Catwoman in the Batman film, and Quintessa Swindle as Cyclone in the Black Adam movie, and also Bryce Wayne from the Drowned Ark, who is a female Batman, we only have very few female McFarlane figures. We have Wonder Woman, Batgirl, and Harley Quinn. That's it. So this Catwoman is a welcoming figure. Let's start with the head. I love her face sculpt, but if we look closely, her cheek seems too light. In the Arkham City game, there is a little red applied. She has a choker, but we really need to look closely to see the design. This is a face figure of a cat. For the arms, okay, good. If we will compare both hands, only the right one can hold the whip because her left is a claw type. hand, which is good. Remember, she uses her nails as weapons. So this silver part, I guess, also serves as a weapon, used as a knuckle. Here, she is wearing a tight costume, which is already a signature of Catwoman. The truth is, her cleavage in the game is more noticeable, but they trim it down in this figure. I also like the details of the zipper. Then the collar and upper part are also bendable. Maybe the only thing I didn't like about the costume, she's like wearing a black diaper. I like the backside, but the front, not so much. Then her legs. Okay. Her boots. We can see the lace. And maybe this part is straps. Realistically, can you really fight well wearing this one? Of course not, but then Selena is just great, so she can fight even with this kind of boots, having this very high heels. Then just a quick comparison with the steel statue. So basically, if we compare these two, they're the same. Except this one is red. Well, for the Splish, it's blue. Okay. Then her whip, the handle, and the tongue. It should have been better if this is made of wire. Now let's go for the articulation. Start with the head, up, down, sides, arms, good lateral raise, forward, back. We have bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, full hand articulation. Then the diaphragm, forward, back, sides. She has very good diaphragm movement. Then for the legs, sides. Okay, Catwoman is very agile, but here it seems she's not. She can't even do the split. Then forward, back. That's it. For the knee, it's double jointed. we have full ankle motion. Then for the toe, okay. It seems she has an articulation, but I cannot move it. I do not want to force his toe to move. But if you look closely, there is a line that shows there's an articulation on this part. But anyway, I do not want to break Catwoman. So that's her articulation. When I was a kid, I only know 4 major enemies of Batman and Robin. They are the Joker, Riddler, Catwoman, and Penguin. This is very close to the Penguin design that I remember, with the cigarette holder and the long pointed nose that looks like a bird beak. He has his signature hat, which should have been better if this was movable. He also has his monocle. I like the way McFarlane designed his mouth this way, though his face looks a little pale. Then one feature of the Penguin character in Arkham City which is unique from the other Penguin version is his voice box. So let's take a closer look. Penguin is a smoker and this caught up to him. He's now wearing one, and we could learn a lot about the danger of smoking. So let's all be healthy, okay? Penguin knows how to dress himself to be respected by people, so he wears presentable clothes, which includes his trench coat. I like how it was designed and also has good texture. It makes it more realistic. It's simple, but it will say a lot in regard to his personality. Now, in the game, when Penguin was trying to hit Bruce Wayne, Bruce broke his hand. So this is the reason why he is wearing this bandage. He has a soft tummy. I'm also happy with his height and his body type, which seems correct. Lastly, his umbrella. As expected, his signature umbrella has a handle that looks like a bird. Good details on the handle, including the panel and also the end tip. So this figure of Penguin is more realistic, including its accessories. For his articulation, Penguin, I think, is the most non-agile major enemy of Batman. So I'm expecting this will be the case for the figure when it comes to his articulation. So let's see. Let's start with the head. Up, down, sides. Then for his arms, sideways. I didn't expect this. He has good lateral raise. Then forward, back. We have bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbow. And we can fully rotate his hand. Then for his diaphragm, okay, no articulation on his diaphragm, including his hips, as expected. Then for his legs, sides, almost no movement, and it is also hindered by the lower part of his coat. Then forward, back, no movement. For the knee, we only have a single jointed knee. Then almost no articulation on his ankle, but we have toe articulation. Let's go now to Ra's al Ghul. Same thing with the other figures, he has pale skin. They should have put more wrinkles on his face, especially on his forehead. Then I don't think this is the eyes he has in Arkham City. I think he has a greenish or a yellowish pupil and a more fearful look. Then nice sideburns and goatee. For his arms, I love how they made the dragon tattoo. These are for both arms. Then nice gauntlet as well. Now for his armor. I really love how they made this. The fitting, the paint, the details, the texture, great design. And as you know, Ra's is the head of the League of Assassins. This is the symbol of that league. Then we have a soft lower torso. For his belt, it looks like it is made of leather, and we can also see a symbol that looks like the symbol of the League of Assassins. Good. Then for his pants, simple but very nice. Then his boots. We can see his boots has straps. So nice details for his boots. Then lastly, his sword. Aside from a great hand-to-hand fighter, he is an expert swordsman. If we look closely, both sides of the handle have the symbol of the league. Then on the fuller, his name is written here using Arabic script. Ra's al Ghul means the head of the Ghul, or evil spirit or demon. So I'm happy they did not forget to put that detail on his sword. But as expected, long accessories of McFarlane figures are not straight. Anyway, that's tolerable. Now, for his articulation. For the head, up, down, sides. For the arms, good lateral raise, forward, back, Okay. We have bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and we can also fully rotate his hand. For the legs, sideways, that's it. Front, back, then no thigh swivel, double jointed knee, full ankle motion, and toe articulation. I forgot to check the diaphragm. So forward, back, sides. So there is no diaphragm articulation. Now let's connect Solomon Grundy. Cyrus Gold, or more known as Solomon Grundy, is a villain whom I feel pity and sometimes I root for him. He has this pitiful face, but here, he does not have one. And speaking of the face, let's start with that. If we look closely, he has a very good face sculpt. His eyes, including its look. Actually, every face details is great. Then his chest. It has these veins. Then the green stitches. Very good details as well. Then for his vest, some parts have this white shading. I don't know if they really made it this way. Then his arms. There are again stitches. Then we have these large chains. But I hope they made this more realistic and use a better color shades for this. Then, if you look at the right hand, it is open, while the other is a closed fist. Again, nice details. Then his hips. He has this rope that was used as a belt. I really feel pity for Solomon Grundy. Then his legs. The remaining parts of his clothes have the same color and shades. So good. And if we touch all parts of his clothes, it has rough texture. Again, the green linings on his shin. And I like how they made the feet. I love the design, the discoloration, and its details. Very good. Now, for the articulation, start with the head, up, down, sides, arms, sideways, forward, back, no bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, but I guess there is wrist articulation. Okay, so we have wrist articulation. For the diaphragm, forward, back. We have good hip movement. Then for the legs, sides, front, back. Then for the knee, it has single jointed knee. For his ankle, this is quite tight. Okay, so we still have articulation. Same thing with his toe. So that's the design and articulation. Here we have the lineup of the cards, but let us have a closer look at the front and back of the cards. I'm going to freeze the screen for a couple of seconds. Now let us remove the cards so that we can measure them properly. By the way, each of them has their own base stand except for Solomon Grundy. So Penguin is 6.5. Rush is 7.5. Then for Solomon is 8.25 inches. Then for Batman, without the cowl is 7, but with the cowl it's 7.4. And Catwoman is 7 inches. So that's the measurement. So if you enjoyed the video, click the thumbs up button, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to push that notification button since I publish new videos every week. Again, I am the Markman. Thank you for visiting the Markverse, and always remember to pay it forward with kindness.